Whoa.
Yeah.
Who'd you
Whoa.
I call my new boat my girlfriend.
Oh.
Whenever the wife asks where you're going, I'm heading to my new girlfriend. Yeah.
Could be worse.
Could be. Yeah.
Could be worse.
Oh, a couple times.
Ooh.
And dirty. What's going on, everybody? Sorry we're late. We had to run the podcast a little late because I might have drove all the way here and left some of the real important gear and bait that we wanted to talk about at home. So I had to go back. My fault. Hello.
Hi, everyone.
What's happening?
Hola.
Looks like you guys are having a good conversation before we got here. Already got almost 200 of you guys already real fast. Like and share this out. Tell us where you're tuning in from. We're talking spring Chinook tributary float fishing with bait. Got a whole bunch of...
What else is there? It's the only way to catch them.
Bait.
You know? But we're not talking about that today.
No. We're going to talk... So we'll talk some... we'll get Jason in here and talking some plug stuff here. I think, I don't know, next couple weeks. And then, like, twitching and lures, too.
Nice, yeah. But today,
all
about
the bobber. The float.
Bobski
The
down.
strike indicator.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah. Please go to new comments. Get off your phone, Clint. That'd be great. Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. Thanks for paying attention in class.
Thanks, guy.
Trying to, do a live feed here. Really cool to have new comments to engage and interact with you. Oh, sorry, we missed all your guys' comments. Thank you for telling us where you're tuning in from, though. Portland, Mill City, Steel Obsession. That's right.
Whoa.
Got my 80X trout float today. I love it.
What's up, guys?
This podcast. Sorry, we just got done doing a podcast. This live feed is brought to you by Stevens Marine. As always, the one-stop shop for Lumaweld, Mercury, your electronics. I don't know, everything. Every problem that I've ever had, I just call them.
Well,
And then they fix it.
The fix it all guys.
The fix it all guys, buy it all guys, pretty much no brainer.
They
you
get
have a
you
boat?
on the water.
It's a good spot to know.
What's that?
I said, if you have a boat, it's a good spot to know.
Cameron, can we talk soon, please? Yeah, I just got back last night late, so back stateside. Left all this garbage weather. Actually, it wasn't too bad today. Like, really, it wasn't, like, terrible.
Except for the 2 inches of hail.
Well, except for the lightning storm, yeah.
Pretty hard over on the east side today.
Yeah. New Stay Fishy was fire, Jordan.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, we put a lot of effort into that one. Spent a lot of time making that video. We went up and lived in the woods in Alaska for a week. And it turned out great. We had a great time. Weather was awesome. Wasn't as, what was it? It was trying. I had a big hole in the boat I had to fix on river. But we made it. We had a lot of fun. And it's an incredible adventure, so go over there and check it out. And there'll be more videos to come from that trip as well. So
Your mic just turned on.
But why?
Oh, now you're back.
Anyways, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Go check that out after this live feed's over.
Y'all ever use bait asters? Do you use bait asters? I've never used a bait aster.
What's an aster?
I used a bait caster. Do you use bait casters?
Ah, see.
Great job, brother. Dave Taylor from Peoria, Oregon. My patch didn't come with Velcro. Okay. Tuna balls under a float. William Dodson, that's unfortunately one thing that I do not have tonight because I did not realize that. I was out of tuna.
Whoa.
Yep. I was out of tuna, but we will talk about that a bit. Got some examples to show you guys, mainly focused around some eggs. Yes. Let's see
Yeah,
here.
Christopher, I'm actually a little relieved we didn't see any bears. Kind of made it nice. Didn't have to hide the food every day. Didn't get woken up in the middle of the night. Didn't have to deal with them at all. But we did see quite a bit of sign. The first camp that we chose, and we're going to camp in, we walk up onto the bank, and you guys will see it in the video, but literally walk up into the brush, like right where I'd put the tent, and I look down, and there's a track I mean,
You're like,
my foot fit in the rear pad of the bear probably twice.
wow.
It was I saw his tracks kind of up and down the river throughout the trip, but I'm not joking. It was a 1,000-pound bear for sure. It was really, really big. So I'm glad we didn't run into that dude.
Dang. That's a big.
I mean, I'm not joking. You'll see it. Like my hand inside of it was like, it was a big bear.
Wild.
Been around a lot of bears, and I'm glad I didn't get to hang out with that one.
Big bears.
What's that say?
What,
When's the new hook releasing?
what new hook? There's no new hook. Don't worry about it.
in your video.
Mm.
No, I said there's a new hook we're testing. We're always testing stuff. But we don't have an exact release date. It could be next year.
That's why they're asking.
There you go. Could be probably next year sometime. Be safe. Maybe never. Maybe tomorrow.
But hopefully soon.
No,
because
No,
of
no,
virtual
we know how some deliveries can be. No, it won't be tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Don't lose sleep over it. Is all I'm saying. Bass have started to turn up. Yes, they have, Michael. Yes, they have. Go new comments. Yay!
Dude, you gotta keep the new comments on there.
Or else we
I don't
go.
know why you're rolling your fucking eyes. Relax.
It was
Oh, we ran out of comments, Brad. And then when you did new comments, the whole thing lit up. See, the bass is on top now. And now there's new comments coming.
The 1%.
This is all just a test. Testing 1, 2, 3.
That 1,000-pound bears.
Now I won't be. Now I'm going to be a freaking jerk about it. I'll start rolling my eyes, crying. Where's the Cry Clint cam? Or Cry
Give me the
Clint.
mic. Give me the other mic, please.
Oh, God. Marlon's getting involved. This could be bad.
We should order another mic so that we
I'm good.
Are you good,
Clint's too cool for school, you know. Been trying to get a worm fish last 2 years in steelhead, fishing for winners, and haven't had any luck yet. Any tips for being more effective with the worm? I change depth regularly as well as colors.
Fish the right water for it.
One thing we need to talk about, Cam.
Oh boy. You want to answer this guy's question that I just
Oh,
read
I
out?
didn't even
Just
hear
to-
it. My bad. I
Basically,
missed the
he has not put a fish or not put a worm in front of a fish and has not caught one yet. What should he do?
on a worm.
He hasn't caught one on a worm. 2 years.
Try some different colors.
Different colors.
That's, in my opinion, one of the biggest things people do wrong is they go buy worms and they say, "Oh, I fished a pink worm forever," and it's like they probably didn't want a pink one; they wanted a red one.
Right.
Or a black one. Or a peachy
I promise you, I am willing to literally say, or your money back. If you go on our website and you buy a Brooks or a Red Fever addicted steelhead worm and you spend a season making sure that you fish that at least one technique through every hole, if you don't catch a steelhead, I'll give you your money back.
Ooh, I like that. Money back
For a
guaranteed.
pack of worms.
Guaranteed no matter what.
Yep,
There you
$7.
go.
You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
$7. You'll get $7 back. There you go. Be honest, folks.
I'm just telling
no
you
one's gonna
that's-
get rich here.
How good,
Right.
in my opinion, certain colors can change the game.
Yeah, I think there's definitely some basics for sure.
What are you giggling about over there, Luigi?
Nothing. Just reading comments.
Oh, I missed him. What did I miss?
I don't know if you
Greetings.
want to segue this.
Would love to go fishing with you guys. Well, guess
Well,
what?
you're in luck. You want to grab that paper for me?
Yeah.
You can.
You sure can.
After this, though, we're talking about something important.
Oh, this is all news to me. Sorry, guys. I've been a little out of the loop. I've been gone a
We
week.
got to get
You
fired
guys
up
can come
about it.
fishing with me.
Fired up
anytime.
about
I got
it.
open
Is it
dates
about-
all the time?
Is it about critters? Yeah. Okay, good. Good. Because that's all I saw, like,
Mhm.
when I checked back in was...
We'll talk about
Yeah,
it. Let's
okay,
get Jordan
go.
on this because
Yeah.
I have a video that we can show that's bullshit. Just crazy.
Oh, yeah, I think I got sent that same...
Someone just took the video just now and sent it to me. He's at his cabin, like a million miles up the river.
Okay, go.
Yeah. So, if you guys want to go fishing?
Want to
with
go
us,
fishing. Want to
yes,
go fishing with
we
us.
have a very
There you go.
unique and exciting opportunity. So we have announced it in a couple different places, but this is the first time we've really talked about it on the live feed. But in June, you guys have the opportunity to, only 2 of you now. So 6 people have booked. There's only 2 spots left for the June trip to go up and basically reenact Addicted Alaska 3 with Big Dave, Popov, and myself. So it's a very unique opportunity, June 11th through the 16th. It's a 5-night, 6-day trip. It's 5 full days of fishing at Big Dave's Lodge in Alaska. And the June trip is for kings. And this is a total catch and release fishery. This is a very unique opportunity to go see some of the best fishing and the least amount of crowds that you will pretty much ever see in Alaska. We'll be running around in jet boats. It'll be all inclusive. Food, everything is included. You guys get yourselves there through the airfare, and you can find all those details through the site here at addicted.fishing.
Yeah, once you guys book it, you know, Dave, or if you have any questions about the flights or anything like that, we can get you information ahead of time for sure.
Yeah. So there's 2 spots available for the June trip, and this June trip is extremely fun. Again, if you did get to witness what happened on the Addicted Alaska 3 movie, this is exactly what you're going to experience. The fishing should be exactly the same, if not even better. And it is a catch and release fishery again this year in this part of Alaska. So you will not be taking any fish home, but you'll have an opportunity to just reel in fish left and right and possibly catch the biggest Chinook salmon you've ever seen on the end of your line. And very exciting. Again, we'll be there hand in hand with you guys the entire time. I believe Popov is going to be there, but Big Dave will be there. I will be there, and we'll be with you guys in the boat. We'll be running 2 jet boats around the river and be having a blast. It's a really neat experience, and it's a beautiful part of Alaska. And it's some of the coolest fishing I've ever seen for Chinook salmon. Very unique, not what we're all used to. It's a no-bait fishery, so you're using techniques that are very hands-on and just basically lights out. It's a very exciting style of fishing. We're using bobbers, you're casting spinners, throwing twitching jigs, and kind of it's really just a dreamy situation, honestly. I've never got to experience a situation like we did the last time we were up here on this trip. So I'm excited to be able to take you guys and get to help you experience this incredible place in Alaska. But also, if you're not lucky enough to be the 2 other people that are going to get on this June trip, we are offering another trip in August for coho. And this is a catch and kill fishery and one of the best in Alaska. I don't want to toot the horn too much, but years and years and years, Big Dave's promised 100 fish days on bear hooks. So I'm going to hold you to that, Big Dave. But regardless, it's an amazing coho fishery in this part of Alaska. This trip is going to be from August 14th to the 19th. And Dave has set aside the best dates that he has on his schedule for this trip. And again, him and I will be there along for the entire trip. We'll be guiding you guys the whole way and absolutely smashing on coho. I'm really excited to see. It's a very unique opportunity to get to fish on masses of fish like we see in this part of Alaska, as well as just the terrain and the style of water that you're fishing. You know, we're fishing these big cutoffs from this main river, these sloughs basically that just get jam-packed full of fish. Essentially it's fish in a barrel. And this time of year we do get to use bait. We get to pretty much do whatever you want. Your wildest dreams can come true. Top water is an option. It's mainly everything we've always dreamed of. I've always wanted to go, so it'll be my first experience there on this trip, and it will also be your guys'. So it'll be a really fun time to get to spend together. So August 14th through the 19th, and I believe there are 6 spots still available for that trip. So go on the website, addicted.fishing, book your trip, get everything set up, and we'll see you in Alaska, everyone.
Always wanted to catch coho on a dry fly. I'm Carlos. I'd probably be willing to bet that this would be a very good opportunity to probably pull that off. Just seeing some of the videos that I've seen Big Dave throw down and knowing what that coho fishery can be up there, it's pretty.
Well, it's one of those
incredible.
things too. Like I can probably pretty much promise you that if it is as good as it always is up there, I'll be using the method that is the hardest to catch them, just to make it a challenge, make it fun. You know, if you haven't been in a place, we've had the fortunality of going to places and seeing great fishing, and we've been blessed with some amazing fishing trips in our lives. But you know, there gets to be a point where with a situation like this where it's fish in a barrel, that how many times can you just cast and reel a fish in? So that's the cool part about going on a trip like this and being with somebody like Big Dave who knows this area so well, is you can kind of make it however you want to.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to catch fish on top water, you can do it. If you want to catch them on a fly, you can do it. If you want to catch them on a bear hook, you can do it. You want to learn how to twitch and like really smash fish twitching jigs, you can do it. You know, if you want to watch a bobber go down all day, you can do it. And we don't really get that opportunity down here in the lower 48 like you will up there. And I'm excited to see it, and I'm excited to get to share the experience with you addicts out there.
Skaters popped all day will crush. Yeah, That sounds fun.
Just-
Exactly. Yeah, that does not sound like that would be a bad time.
yes.
Yeah. Well, what's your guys' dream trip? Dream fish? Dream, I don't know, bucket list fish? Like, what is it? Answer the question. We'll select a winner for this first prize pack of a Stevens Marine hat, short soft spinner leader, and a full throttle Super Series 360 flasher. Full throttle with this full throttle hat and full throttle Mexican hat.
That Stevens Marine hat kind of looks like a full throttle.
Full
hat.
throttle,
It reminded me of something like
Full throttle.
yeah,
Full throttle. It's full send. Peacock bass in the Amazon. Yeah, Craig. Yes. After doing Florida, I'd like to see something that was 4 pounds that absolutely kicked ass turned to 20 pounds and
That would be insane.
yeah. Swordfish.
It's not that easy.
Boy, monster halibut in Alaska. Might be doing some of that. Alaska with my
Taiman
dad.
in Mongolia. That
Taiman in Mongolia.
needs to happen, dude. That would be insane.
Get on it.
I
Yeah,
want
Mongolia is next on my list. One of the
Sturgeon?
wild.
Taiman is freaking would be crazy.
I want to catch them.
I do have some pretty good hookups for that.
Big boy tarpon,
Some
golden
guys I've
dorado.
known for a long
You
time.
should do that.
Holy crap! This is getting people going.
I would do-
Alaskan
that's where I
coho.
go.
Well, Todd, there you go. Todd, that you just there,
This is crazy.
Just- there
country.
you go.
This is for you.
Unbelievable.
Belize tarpon on a fly rod, mahi, tigerfish, wahoo, anything. Alaska chili kings. You got a
Belize. That's
video
where
for
some of
that
the
too?
biggest tarpon are in Belize.
You wouldn't believe it.
Any fish in Loch Ness? Oh, that's an interesting one. Gotta find old Nessie. First trip out.
Chile, baby.
Chili, baby.
Patagonia Chinook.
Oh no, in Hawaii. Yeah. I hear those things are excellent.
Bonefish
Trout,
on a
K9,
fly rod.
Alaska.
Everyone
It's
like.
actually- well, dude.
Why is bonefish such a big? Like they just aren't they like pretty small?
Yeah, but they
like,
fight like
permit.
crazy.
Yeah, people
They're
seem to
pretty
love to
cool.
catch them.
Where we did some snorkeling.
It's a game. You like have to like hunt them. You like follow them around and like it's like a
And you never see anyone catch
It's like
them on
dry
spin
fly
gear. It's
fishing.
always fly fishing.
it's like dry fly
you
fishing for
allowed to?
trout. It's kind of
Guarantee you're allowed to. The ocean has no rules.
Ocean has no rules.
That's pretty
Wide
much what
open.
I've heard.
Dynamite.
Wide open.
Once you get out past the CR buoy, there's no one anyway. It's free game, whatever you want to do.
Where we did some snorkeling, there was no fishing there, but there was schools of permit, like big permit, and you could tell like snorkelers.
What do you mean no fishing?
Like there was no fishing, but you could snorkel. It's like a reserve.
You could fish.
There was no. Anyway.
Who's gonna stop you?
Anyways, because I asked the guy, I literally got out of the water. I go, I want to catch that right freaking
You're
there.
in
He's like,
Mexico.
oh, no fishing. Anyways,
Is there like who's gonna get you?
well, I don't know the federales shit. I don't know. He told me no fishing
Oh,
anywhere in there.
fishing.
And you know what? And you know what's funny? I never saw anybody fishing like where that area was. But either way, we were swimming with some freaking big ass permit.
That's
and
cool.
They were
Did
like,
you get any videos or anything underwater with your
Heck,
phone?
no, I didn't do shit. I was on vacation, bro. Didn't film.
For your own, just because you
No,
have a
it's all
cool
right
video of
My wife was right there
underwater.
with us. It was cool. And they were pretty big.
It's all
but they were
right
everywhere.
up here.
That's lame. Because once you turn 65, 70,
I'm
you
gonna
lose
forget
your
it all
memory.
anyway. You know.
When did I do
Just give me a rifle and send me to the Columbia River, man. At that point in time, I won't give a damn. Yeah.
Okay, speaking of that,
Hold on.
taking a
Pick a
rifle and
winner,
going to the
Clint.
Columbia
Pick
River.
a winner, and then we'll talk some spring salmon. We'll talk a little bit about dam counts, where we're at, and some pretty cool stuff going on. Garrett Oberfelder. Garrett Oberfelder said, a trip with you guys. Well, there you go. You just got done talking about it. You guys should be not commenting on here. You should be
Pixar didn't happen.
booking the trip.
See, guys said it. Pixar didn't happen,
I don't
dude.
care if you think it happened. I saw a permit when I was underwater swimming in Cancun.
It sounds like a fish.
There's-
Sounds like a fish story.
yeah,
to
they
me, right,
don't.
Clint?
Anyways, shut up.
He's telling us, "Well, swim with these
Some
giant
people
permits.
don't
They
have
were
to
probably like
prove
this big."
Every fish they see or catch or play with, or never mind, I don't want to say that. But yeah, anyways, congratulations, Garrett. Be sure to email orders.
How do you sleep at night,
At
Marlon? I
Addicted-
don't really, actually. I'm always
Yeah,
awake.
Marlon's kind of crazy. You won the full throttle Stevens Marine hat and the full throttle 360 Super Series from Short Bass and the soft spinner. Email
Okay.
order at addicted.fishing and send it away.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, bravo. No wonder we can't have nice things, Marlon. Jeez.
No wonder none of our mics work.
Come on.
Look at this video right here.
Let's talk about it.
Focus.
Yeah, that's. You gotta get our faces out of it. It's gonna.
No, because autofocus is off.
Oh, that's right. It ain't gonna work then.
Side
I'll
cam.
send it to you,
Side
Clint.
cam.
Side cam.
I'll
He's just gonna
airdrop
send
it to you.
Okay. Okay. Well, if the feed crashes when I put it up,
It's not gonna be copyrighted.
no.
Oh, because it's not loaded in ahead of time? It'll
No.
be fine. It's not. That happened that one time because you tried to load like 75 images at one time. You don't remember that?
No,
Everyone remembers.
Exactly.
Look
look
at
at
how
that.
high up on the river
Look
this
at how
is.
native.
They're way,
Look at how native
they're
those
up.
sea lions are. I mean, that's
They're
where
at-
they.
They're literally eating right now. I don't give a shit what you say. Those sea lions are eating ESA listed steelhead 100% for sure. Because there's ESA listed steelhead in that river and they're fucking eating them, guaranteed.
Well, yeah, and you know what I also heard is that they like to show up for the smell, but they'll stay for the smoke. I
Yeah,
guess
the
the
smoke.
`𝗛𝗟𝗣 released a bunch of smokes.
Mhm.
You know, it's the time of year, springtime.
Great.
They kind of put them in there. So not only are they eating the freaking back end of the
Mm.
run, now they're eating the front end.
My question is why is nothing getting done about it?
I have my answer, but I'd love to hear other people's answers. Because let's just be honest, like our Fish and Wildlife departments collectively, for the most part, they are never proactive. If we think that there's sound, solid management on any of these major issues, involving salmon and steelhead, if it's not limiting the sportsmen, what else are they doing? Like, I know they're killing a few at the dam. I know they're doing this, but watching
Yeah, that's
tens of
bad.
thousands of these things just frolic in the Columbia River, us with a crippling spring Chinook fishery season. We all know what's going on. The dam counts, it's there, but I would really hope that you're going to see more. But once again, just like with bird predation,
Continue.
I mean, just like with sea lion management, I mean, there's a lot of big glaring issues that just everyone just runs around and goes, well, we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. Like, who do you call? Who do we bitch at? Do we need a representative to fire up bills? Do we need to do that? Can that even do
Aren't they
anything?
still protected too?
Does this roll all the way? They could be. I mean, you would think they wouldn't be protected, but does this roll all the way up to the Biden administration? Do we need to get Biden on the phone? Like, I don't know. Like, you tell me.
Suppressors work wonder, Mark says.
But the bottom line is we just sit and watch, and to me, it's like no different than what goes on like with like the North Coast steelhead issues. It's like we just sit there and we restrict the sportsmen, which aren't, they're not proven to be the problem in any situation. We're going to do all these things, and that's all they can do, but they don't do anything to solve the real problems.
It
And
could almost.
here we are.
This is just a piss in the pot, but there should almost be a boundary line. Like those aren't marine mammals at this point.
No,
Once they cross, there should be boundary lines where those things are allowed to inhabit. They're allowed to live their life freely and do their part for Mother Nature. But there's also a point in time when they cross a certain line that you can't consider them a marine mammal anymore. They're in a tributary. They're in a river.
a marine mammal
Biden doesn't
swimming
know what a
around.
sea lion
No, he probably
is.
doesn't. And let's be real, sleepy. Yeah, let's not get into that. But let's be honest. There was a freaking sea lion swimming around Drano Lake 3 days ago. Multiple. Like, okay, Drano Lake. Well, it's 110 river miles to Bonneville.
Yeah,
Add
come
another
on. It's
It went
15.
through the locks then?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there was one living at the Dalles freaking marina for like 2 summers ago. Like, just roosted up there all summer. He'd be barking in the marina all by himself. Now he's got friends. That's good. I mean, that's good. We all want it to feel good.
I
It
don't
was
know.
one of our
Everybody needs to
favorite
feel-
backwater tube cam. What? That's crazy because if he's in there, then he's probably harassing all the fish that you need to catch on Saturday, Craig. I won't be there. You will. No, it's
Yeah,
just
I heard they were all.
I don't know what to do.
boundary.
oh no, everybody knows it's a glaring problem. It has been for years and years and years.
That's above.
And now, what?
That's above that video.
That's the slot right at
Yeah.
the launch,
Mm.
the pipe, right? Isn't it the slot right above the pipe?
Right above.
That video?
Mhm.
right above.
He just told me it was way up on his cabin.
It looked like
Right above
Marietta.
Yeah,
The
right
island
above.
yeah.
Oh,
Right before the.
that
the
the
bridge.
cabins on that. Yeah, okay, got it. It just looked like I'm like the only. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
they're up at the hatchery, from what I've heard.
Somebody
Way
told me
up in
today that
Canada.
they were at Red Barn.
Oh, for sure. I've seen
Yeah, supposedly
videos
I
of
heard
them.
that there's some. I supposedly that I heard there's some meetings coming up like at the end of this week.
It'll be too
Some
late.
people,
Way too
right?
late.
It's
They'll
just-
react too late.
It always is.
Yep, it was.
I mean, at the end of the day, our departments really can only manage the sport fishermen, and that's honestly about it. And there's some guys that do a really good job of doing that and understand it and blah blah blah. But when it comes to these big, oversweeping problems that we need, like the bureaucracy to fix, like they can't fix it. They can't manage themselves out of a wet paper bag because we're gonna lose everything. I mean. And what's really crazy to me is you look at like the power companies and like the dams, and you look at like these other like not just the sport fishermen, but these other people that have like huge. I mean, like Bonneville Dam and these power companies have huge vested interests of them being decent numbers of salmon populations, and yet because let's be honest, like some of the dams create this situation, but yet it's like. We lose those salmon numbers, they're going to be on the hook for it more than anybody. We're going to lose sport fisheries, sure.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of, yeah. Yeah, Eden says, rest in peace, tributary springer season. I've always kind of wondered, has anybody, so we can use paintball guns if we're actively fishing. Has anybody tried to, flush them out of that river? It's small enough, 6 boats.
Dude, okay, so I've been trying to kind of coordinate that between people, but nobody can do it on the same day.
I mean, if you think about
If you got 5 boats
I
going
do
down
it
that
in other
river at the same
tributaries. You and I
time,
both.
banging on the boat,
You don't have to worry about
smacking
them.
water,
Yeah,
paintball
but there's been
guns.
plenty of days where I started my day guiding and I spent the first half hour. Clients love it. I spend the
chase
first
them
half
around.
hour hazing them and literally have to chase them for 30, 40 minutes to get them out of the section so that we can even stand a chance.
Right.
And they react to it pretty quick. And it's not for those of you out there who are haters and trying to get us in trouble. You don't do anything, overly aggressive or anything, but you just bug them. You just keep getting close to them. You push them away. They're easy to move. They're
Not
smart
just
animals.
row past them.
You don't
and
have
be
to hit them with something, or you don't have to actually shoot at them or do anything. Just physically hazing them and getting in their space will push them out. So. It's
seal bombs. I'm talking everything. Just try to physically flush them,
anything.
get them out. If they keep popping their heads up in a hole and there's 7 or 8 guys there with paintball guns actively fishing, because if you're actively fishing, you are allowed to shoot paintball guns, wrist rockets,
Shotgun with
stuff
rubber
that's
shot.
even I didn't want to say it, but shotgun with rubber shot is 100% legal while actively fishing. It says it on the NOAA website. You're more than welcome to call me out on that. There's an asterisk that does say that if you are doing that, though, you better be ready to talk to enforcement, and they will think it's a live gun, and they can't tell the difference. So I'm not recommending that to anybody. But you think with 5 or 6 boats coming down the river, actively hazing them with paintball guns, you think if every time they pop their head up for a mile stretch, they were getting freaking
Pelted with.
they were getting freaking
paintballs.
pressured.
Yeah,
It might actually do something.
100%.
Let's all go do it Friday. Let's all go try that river Friday. What are you doing Friday? I'm rowing now. Let's go.
Well, we all need to take separate boats.
Collectively,
We need
that's
to
what I'm
get-
saying.
We need
Yeah.
to get all.
Let's try a
5,
sea
6
lion
boats.
push. I don't know what else to do.
Do we need to?
But then again,
That's the only thing that I could think of to get those things
I don't
out
know
of
what
there.
else you can do.
I've tried a couple.
But then
times.
again, all you're doing is you're just pushing those 7 or 8 right back into the 10,000 when they're sitting in Columbia.
Then we need someone down below.
I don't think
that
I haven't seen very many on the old our river because I think a lot of the people that live on that river just take care of them themselves.
Well, could be. But I don't think that we're immune to that. I think they'll be in there. I think the reason why they're in that river is
this big
because
smelt run
it
that
was the
came
last
loose.
push of smelt. And let's be honest, guys. I know I was kind of dooming and glooming a lot of the dam counts and stuff right now, but we had smelt in the Kalama on the 2nd week of April.
Yeah, what's going on?
I don't know what's going on there because can never remember that happening this late. So that's why I am still kind of holding out hope that we'll start to see a dam count and a push of fish. We got weather hopefully changing, this week.
Maybe.
Maybe. next week. Sorry, this week. Forget it. I don't know.
Something needs to happen though. I think that would be.
It's worth a shot.
It
but
would be.
I don't know. Drop some great white scent into the water. Yeah. I don't know. What else do you do? I saw one in Lacamas Lake. Oh my God. That's what he said.
Okay, never mind. Nothing. Never mind.
Yeah, cattle drive. Yeah, that's what I mean, what else?
Yes.
That's the one I'm thinking, but
Herd them out, push them out.
But then again, like really, you push the 7 just right back into the 10,000, and I don't know, man. We've let this just go on too long, and obviously now I think we're going to start probably. I want to see. No. Well, Tony, they are in Drano Lake, and they are apparently what Craig is saying in another couple lakes up there, and that doesn't surprise you one bit. So they do get around. So to think that they're not crawling up a creek. Chasing ESA steelhead, doing anything like that doesn't. I mean, who knows? Who knows where these things are really going? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. We're not condoning any like illegal activity, deal arson. So like, people just better be smart. But
we're not condoning it, but we're also just saying, go be who you are, do what you want to do.
The reality is, like, I don't know what else you do.
I'm not condoning it, but I'm saying do whatever you want to do. You're your own person.
Yeah, you do you.
You can make your decisions accordingly.
Unchecked for too long. Yeah, Dion, I
can't
agree.
Stop everyone.
I'm not going to repeat the first part of your comment, but yeah, I agree.
Where at? Where?
Dion. I saw one way up Big Creek in Oregon. Yeah. Okay, not noticed yet, but guys, you guys keep them fur bags. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, pretty much.
What?
What's that?
We're almost at 7:30 already. Just saying.
Now you
what
want
the
to
hell? What are you talking about?
Like, I think we should move on. Like,
I'm reading all these great comments.
What in the world? There's like a really good conversation going on right now. Yeah, why are you ruining it?
I would love to hear if anybody has reached out to any elected officials, anything like that. Like,
next 2 weeks.
I've been gone for a week straight. I got back late last night. I'm just running around like a chicken with my head cut off today. Getting back. Huh?
It's been.
Do I try that on Friday? I got a really cool paintball gun.
Do you really?
I do. But we need like 10 of them.
I know a guy that does professional paintball. He's actually a fishing guide too.
Yeah, you have to be fishing. You can't just go out and harass. I do know, like, in the rules, it says you must be fishing. Cool. And they must be around you fishing and like interacting with you fishing. Like you can't just go like to a riverbank and harass them.
Right.
Yeah. Fun as that would be. Anyways. Pipe down, Clint. Sorry. That's funny. I've contacted local ODF&W and they say there's not much we can do, but hopefully maybe some of the higher ups have better ideas. Yeah, that's where it always kind of rolls up to, but then it goes to those hires up, and then what do we hear? Crickets.
There it is, crickets.
Crickets. The state only seems to worry about lawsuits. The sport fishermen advocate groups need help with this. Hell, maybe Idaho needs to sue Washington and Oregon. Yeah, something to get them to do something. Yeah. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Anyways, but for those that...
Okay, that's creepy.
What?
I just got a Snapchat from an AI bot. Look at that. It's like a blue chick in my AI. What in the world, dude?
It's somebody on YouTube.
Something is happening out in the ocean. What is seen locally is, in effect, something is driving them inland. I think the ginormous record-setting, like, massive smelt run drove them in. I mean, the massive smelt run that Washington couldn't figure out how to get a dip on. Talk about that later. But, anyways.
Yeah, that was a huge run of smelt. That was big.
Cameron, talk about what we need to see for here on out on a reopener on the Columbia. So right now we need a dam count. Even though we've only caught 2,900 fish or whatever they said it was, during the season and extension. That was only 30%, maybe 40% of what we were supposed to catch. But I think right now that we're not seeing anything. We haven't seen anything crazy on the dam, even though we are kind of close to 10-year average, and we never really saw fishing itself take off real great in the lower Columbia. Last few days got pretty decent. But the bottom line is that they don't, until they see dam count, those fish are just paper fish. They want to see some real fish. If it goes over and we do end up getting the run that we're going to be forecasted, we have a lot of fish on the table, and I don't think they would do anything before like May 12th. I think there's a run update or a TAC meeting or something like that that says that at that point in time, once they've determined they have a better idea what the run's going to be, we can go back in. And then we have 30% set aside automatically for late fisheries if we get a dam count. So right now, all you can do is cross your fingers and hope they start going over the dam. Maybe go haze some sea lions. Hell, I don't know. What was that comment about some of the legislators, Clint, that was just popped up there?
I was worried to pin it because I don't know.
So they're releasing springer smolts in the 𝗪𝗪. So when they were doing it on Monday, the sea lions were eating them as fast as they could. People can call their senators and ask for the help, or call NOAA. Matt Burks, 503-730-8439. I don't care if it's a phone number. I called Patty Murray today and got a call back.
Public.
I know.
It's all public, so pin it, please.
What are you talking about?
Never mind. It doesn't matter what I say.
Perfect.
Do you?
Thank you. I called Patty Murray today and got
It's
a call
all
back, and
public.
they told me they would pass my info
If the number is right, yes.
to their
But that's
local
someone-
persons.
Then
And
who
they-
gives a shit?
It's not. We're not responsible for that, dude.
Okay.
It's something somebody put on the internet. The
Could
number's
literally
wrong.
be anywhere. Like
The number's wrong. Anyways, info to the local person.
Jordan's
They would
silence speaks volumes right now.
Call. No. Patty Murray, make the call before it's too late. So.
Hopefully it's Cody's cell phone number.
Exactly.
Well, either way, guys, so it sounds like some people are making some phone calls, and maybe that's what we need to do. Reach out to your local. Dude, and like I said, this is not an issue just for the Columbia River. You're in Southern Oregon. You guys are in Northeast Washington. It's the same stuff that's going on the North Coast. If you don't think like North Coast Washington steelhead affects you guys in the Oregon coast, then you're a bunch of idiots. And this is the kind of stuff that we have to pay attention to, but we won't. I don't even know why I'm talking anymore. We won't.
Clint
Let's be
works
real.
for the government. He has to worry. That's
Well,
like their job.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's going to worry about it.
We appreciate him worrying,
Or
but
no one's going to worry about it except Clint.
most of the time.
Why is Clint talking? Good question, Justin.
God.
Yeah, anyways, tough.
Friday. Okay.
Go for a float Friday?
Mhm.
I have the contest winner on Friday. It could be kind of fun.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to be there?
No, I wasn't planning on it.
Oh.
But what I could do is I could do something else just in the morning for a little bit, and then could meet you guys. Pull the old switcheroo.
We need paintball gun, paintball donations, and CO2 tank
Yeah.
donations at the
Yeah.
old slab hole. Let's all meet and go for
And
it.
freaking shotgun blanks. You can also shoot like.
I'm not going to be that guy advocating for that.
It's legal.
okay.
And effective. I
It's
think.
100%
And
effective.
effective, Clint said.
I'll freaking roll down the river and shoot blanks at those things all day long. It's a blank.
Yeah.
If I accidentally put a real one in there, that would never happen.
What is the test netting telling us? Dale, I haven't looked at this week's report. I
Cameron,
know
you're
the
politically
last.
incorrect.
What's that? Who said that?
Cameron, right there, James Blonde.
Jim, come on. Jim, come on. Let's drink some margaritas and talk about this. I'll say what I really need to say. I don't know what the test. Anybody?
No.
Like, see,
What's that new thing that they got? That new other thing that they're testing, the little funnel thing. How's that thing doing? Do you know?
I have no idea. What do you funnel?
There's like
Or-
that thing that they built that Wild
Oh,
Steelhead
yeah,
Coalition
yeah.
is
I
a
haven't
part
heard
of.
anything on that. But the bottom line with that is where that thing's at, and from what I've heard is that it's not yielding the results that even in the fall, and that if they're really prone for catching toolies, it's gonna work good. But I don't know how commercially viable that really is going to be for removing all the hatchery fish.
That's hilarious.
So, I
I
don't
love
know.
it. They spent so much money on that. It makes me so happy.
No different than the purse. I mean, just like with purse seining, they just tried, but they got a lot of money. They get a lot of donors that listen to their bullshit and they give it a shot. Whatever.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard on test netting.
Yeah, I haven't heard
But-
on anything on test knitting.
I know when I went out there. Never mind. Leave everyone's imagination.
How many salmon and seal did we do? Sea lion scars? Hell, more than enough scars in the reach. Yeah, how many that we don't see though? Like, that's yeah. Cam, what do we do with protest seals out of Colombia? I'm sure thousands of fishermen. Yeah, I don't know, man. You tell me. Clint, what would the federal government do in this situation?
They'd screw it up even more.
Let's involve Clint in this conversation. What should the feds doing as a federal employee have you?
Dude, that's a good idea. A sea lion scenic tour.
Yeah, I mean the reality is,
Dude,
like,
you could probably make
photography
some
The reality-
crazy good money. You were talking about advertising those trips. Just advertise sea lion watching.
Yeah, there's other stuff,
Yeah,
but
we'll
yeah,
go watch them.
there's definitely
Real
a thing.
capitalists here.
Might have to have a line in the water too.
Well, because if all you fishing guys
Tell us
think,
about the rapids, George.
if all you fishing guys think you're gonna have jobs like soon, well, if this kind of crap keeps happening, you're not. So unless you decide to go bass fishing or something. But yeah.
Hobie Armstrong, Jordan is not baked. He's tired. He works too much, never sleeps, and burns both ends of the candle all the time.
Yeah. Sleep outside a lot. Yeah.
I like Ron's question. Float fishing? Good point. Let's talk about it. Start us off, Jay. Oh gosh, I'm hooked. Start us off, Jason. Let's talk some float fishing for the springers that aren't going to be there. But hell, why not?
Float fishing for spring Chinook. It is very
Really
effective.
cool and really fun to do.
Yeah, and very effective. Can be very effective. I mean, it's a pretty primary use for a lot of people in small tributaries. That's how they target them a lot of times.
I mean, I would argue it's probably the most effective way to catch them is with bait.
Oh yeah,
I'd say,
Or just
you know how they like, train those cormorants, like go get the fish? Like, what if we trained a seal to do that? Like, go get the fish for the human? You know what I'm talking
Go
about.
grab me a springer.
Go grab me a stringer. Just out like that.
You'd
You'd
be
be probably more
You'd have to
effective
bring-
than your
you'd have
bobber.
to catch
Bring
him as a
it back.
baby. And
I don't know,
raise him
Jason's
up.
got some
Yeah,
pretty
create
good
a
bait.
bond. Yeah.
Jason's got some pretty good bait, but
It'd be like me and Little and my seal.
That'd be
What is-
hilarious.
What are you?
The reality is if sea lions and seals weren't so effing annoying and eating all of our fish, and they weren't in the Columbia and they
See-
weren't around here, and I went to the zoo, I'd probably be like, that thing's pretty cool.
They're kind of neat creatures. It's just
they're kind of neat creatures,
just
except for they're like just
Oh,
Like
Ross.
when you can take the picture of them when they shoot the ball up in the air with their nose and stuff at the zoo.
You know what I feel like is going to happen though eventually? Like when you have population that
It collapses eventually.
denses up,
Uh-huh.
eventually they're going to get like a disease or something that's
Yeah.
going to like nuke them.
It'll collapse.
And it's like, or they're going to run out of springers to kill, and then we're going to be left with no springers. It's kind of like not doing any kind of like hatchery implementation on wild steelhead. It's like, oh, we're going to make an ESA, and then you're not going to do anything about it, and then you're just going to watch them die. You're just literally going to watch them die.
Yeah.
So,
You're gonna watch them get netted.
in
to
the name of
extinction.
science.
yeah, but it's going to feel good doing it. Yeah, we're going to do something.
Netted to extinction.
Anyways, so Jason, what do you do when you're doing your guide trips for spring Chinook?
A lot of bobber fishing
A lot of bobber fishing
with bait.
with bait. What kind of bait?
A lot of huevos. A lot of
A lot of
eggs.
huevos.
A lot of eggs. A lot of tipping material. a lot of-
Tipping material. What is
Yeah.
this that you speak of?
Do you do bobber fishing much, Jordan? And you guide?
Huh?
I feel like you back bounce a lot. I know you back bounce.
Back bounce a lot if I'm in a power boat, but obviously other fisheries that you fish
Oh
with me
yeah,
later on in
yeah,
the summer
yeah,
and stuff. And then some of our fisheries, that fish this time of year in April and May. There's times I'd say there's a fine line in between. Bobber fishing is always effective, but I feel at times when you have really high flows, it can kind of take you out of the game, and really it just takes a big adjustment. You can't be a 1 ounce bobber fisherman. and go fish for salmon. The thing about fishing for Chinook, especially this time of year when you have high water, is you got to gear up. You got to wade up. You got to go bigger bobbers.
I got a couple more years.
Even if you're on a small river or a small tributary, there's times that you're going to have to go with a 3-ounce bobber and 2-ounce bobber, 3-ounce bobber, and you're going to be overweighted.
Yeah, that's why Cam uses those. Exactly.
Yeah, you're going to have to use much more weight than you think is proper because the turbulence in those small rivers is going to keep you from fishing. You know,
Gotta get down.
Yeah, these fish are stuck to the bottom. They're in really tight spots, and they're outrunning sea lions all day long. So, you know, you really need to get in front of them. So it's more about your setup is what makes it more effective, and you have to match the conditions that you're fishing. Even more so sometimes in the bait. If it's not in front of them, you know, some springers are extremely aggressive and they'll chase your stuff down, but a lot of times, doesn't matter what kind of bait you got, doesn't matter how good it is, you got to get it in front of them, or else they're not going to have any clue it's there. So,
even in small rivers, you're talking about big 3-ounce bobbers because a lot of times those springers. I mean, if we're not into a situation where we've got like a lot of runoff going right now, waters are kind of dirtying and milking up, like they're burying themselves in some of like those deep, just boily spots where there's upwelling. I mean, yeah, you can find them in some greased out, 8-foot deep, tail out, behind cover and stuff like that. But they are really seeking a lot of cover. They're unlike a steelhead, where a steel is going to like forego that 30-foot deep or that 20-foot deep boily water, like laying down the bottom spot, where things are turbulent, and he's going to go back and lay in a nice even water and even like an inside seam, something softer, a little more trouty, if you will.
Right.
But the salmon, he's gonna go down. He's gonna go bury himself. So
seek the deep.
So even though this is not the setup that you're going to want to apply in every situation, this is one of my float setups for fishing bigger. I'll just say bigger water. I probably wouldn't go with something this big. Fishing smaller tributaries, stuff that are under like 1,500 CFS, but this is still the same setup, sliding bobber setup. And I'll show you guys it. I guess I'll just walk up to the camera. Oh, it won't focus. What, you got that one going? Yeah. So sliding bobber setup. First off, let's do the bobber line situation here. So anything good floating line, but you are spring salmon fishing. So the reality is you're going to want something in that 50-pound test, 40-pound test at a minimum. Probably not. Try not to go like anything lighter than that. 30 will work, but when you snag this big weight and you're using, it's not like you're steelhead fishing. So if you snag that big weight, you're not going to be using like a 10-pound leader that's going to just immediately break. I like to run something in like the 15 to 20-pound test. So you want something on your main line that's going to be able to break off and not lose your whole setup and lose your float either. I got a pretzel knot right in there, so it's pretty cool. So something that's 40 to 50-pound braided line, of course, because a lot of times if you are fishing really deep with a float and you've got that bobber stop pulled up the line 20, 25 feet, you're going to have to start reeling down on a fish that is grabbing your bait. You're going to want to get as much tension as fast as you can, and you're really going to achieve that a lot better with a braid versus a monofilament line. Who makes that big bobber? This is a super float. You can get them at Bob's Sporting Goods. A lot of guys will use these for wobblers as well, but this is like a big 3-4 ounce bobber. Where I'm fishing this, it's quite a bit. It's quite deep, so you don't really need to worry about the fish seeing it for that matter. It's not like we're trying to do steelhead stuff. But like I said, braided line, bobber stop on it, tied on. This is going to be slid up to where, sometimes I'll have this bobber stop 25 feet up the line. I got to get down, like Jordan's saying, you've got to get that bait down in front of them. If it's not in front of them, doesn't matter how good it is. So I don't generally run any kind of like monofilament bumpers on the top of this, because a lot of times I could have to run this out to 12, 20, 30 feet, and it's not going to be something that I'm going to want to have another knot in my line and I'm going to have to deal with. So I don't think that a lot of the springers are necessarily afraid of this braided line as much like a steelhead can be. They're down hopefully in the deeper, darker holes. Not something that I'm generally worrying too much about. Bobber stop on the line, followed by the bobber stop bead, which is that little bead above the corky. Got that big old corky for when you're making good casts. Like you guys know from some of our videos, when everything's fishing correctly, the corky sits on top of the bobber. When it's being pulled down, if it's tangled up, if it's doing anything little float's going to lay down to the side. Something's telling you that you're not getting that thing sliding down correctly. When it's pulling correctly, it actually perches up on top. You can see that from a long distance away, especially doing long floats, making lots of casts. Pretty much the same sliding bobber setup we've done everywhere. I've got another bead and then tied to my corresponding bobber weight that's matching up to the bobber. Depending on where you're fishing, I really like to weigh down my bobbers a lot more than kind of what they're supposed to fish. So if you...
Especially with a big buoyant bobber like that.
Yeah. I want a fish to be able to grab the bait and then pull this down with the least amount of resistance. So like this bobber, when it's sitting here with this 3-ounce lead, it's sitting, I can't really demonstrate, maybe like that far out of the water. It's about where it rounds out on the top. And if it's getting pulled down, I want it to sink pretty easy. I don't want the fish a chance. But even if I'm using like a 1-ounce bobber or something, I'm always trying to like put the maximum amount of weight on that bobber just to where it's barely kind of above that water. So when a fish grabs it, he can chew on it. Because those, I don't know, man, those salmon, it seems like when they're taking bobber and bait, they're not like a steel. Like steel might just like reach over the current, mouth it, let the current kind of do the work.
Yeah.
Like if you're fishing a big, slow, deep hole and that bobber's kind of floating along, like, and it's not moving very fast, and maybe it is, but let's say it's not. You seem to catch a lot of them in like a lot softer, slacker water.
Yeah.
When it comes up and grabs this, any slight movement to the side, I want that bobber to drain. Like where a steelhead's sitting, like in a current, whether you're bobber dogging, whether you're doing like a single bead rig or whatever, when it swims by, boom, the bobber drains kind of automatically and a lot quicker than I think in a lot of these vertical salmon holes that you might find a lot of springers in.
Yeah.
So max out your bobber with as much weight as you can and still get an effective float. You don't want it sinking all the time like in the boils and stuff, but something I generally try to do.
Mm-hmm. It's likewise.
I always
do the same
oversize.
thing.
And I've been to the max. If you cast out and the swirls and the boils are pulling your bobber under, then back off on those weights. But it's important to have a good variety of leads with you. Don't just go to the store, buy a 1-ounce bobber and 1-ounce leads. It will trifle you on and on the river throughout the spring, especially when we have water conditions like we have now. Mm-hmm. Go get a couple of 1 ounce, go get a couple 2 ounce, go get a couple 3 ounce, and get those 1, 2, 3s, and 4 ounce leads. I always overweight almost at least by a half ounce, if not a full ounce.
Yeah,
but
and
if
some
the river's
bobbers
high, you can't really go that much higher because you have that turbulence. But
at least
I was
sinking
going
on
to say
its own.
2-ounce
very
bobbers are good size bobbers because you can overweight those with you can run a 4-ounce weight on them. Pretty not easy. You got to have the right water, but you can go either way with it. You can go lighter or you can go heavier.
And it's also going to depend on the make of your bobber too, because a lot of this is just a big foam. Like I said, they call this a super float. Get it at Bob's. Like I said, the only reason why I know that is because I picked up a couple extra ones today. But you have certain other manufacturers are going to be like a little more truer to whatever their weight is, and other manufacturers have a little extra. A lot
of the times it's the material. If it's a foam bobber or if it's a clear plastic bobber.
Yeah, so keep that in mind too. Got to play with it.
Definitely.
Yeah, and then I like to just use, the actual bobber weights with 2 swivels tied in. Mm-hmm. Are you like a dropper guy?
No,
do you like
I'm the same thing.
Bobber weight
inline.
I'm a cannonball guy. I use just a normal barrel swivel and a clevis. Run the barrel swivel, main line to the barrel swivel, leader line off of that, and then that clevis that's hanging off of my main line side, I always tie it to the braid side. I put whatever weight I'm using.
Have you ever had a fish eat your bobber?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
It happens.
Mm-hmm.
Oddly enough, never hooked one on it though.
gotta have a little like couple of assists, a couple of assist hooks exactly hanging off the top of it just for that one time of year where a springer does try to come up.
Be careful on those bobber stop adjustment, guys.
yeah, no kidding. Yes, sir. Talking leader, like I kind of mentioned earlier, definitely sizing it up a little bit. Fluoro works great, sinks. You eliminate some of the stretch stuff too with it. 20 pound, 15 pound, a little heavier. Springers can be a little bigger, a little more.
I run 17
cantankerous
all the time.
17 all the time. What about you?
15 pound minimum.
15
Usually
pound minimum.
Stick with that though.
Usually on it.
Yep.
Yep.
And length though is really important, I find. You know, especially depending on what kind of water that you're fishing. If you're fishing big boily water, it's kind of the rule of thumb. Slow water, longer leader. Faster water, more turbulent water, shorter leader. You know, there's times where I'll run a 5-foot leader with a split shot in between, or even a cheater weight. I've done this a lot over the years, and learned it from watching other people fish. But taking a little piece of hollow core pencil lead and literally putting a quarter ounce or half ounce piece of pencil lead 3 inches above your eggs on a 3-foot leader can work magic. You know, when you have that big bait of eggs that we're using a lot of the times, that really catches the water. And if you don't have the opportunity to watch your bait go by you, you don't realize a lot of times that your bait is nowhere near where you think it's fishing 90% of the time.
Yeah, let's say
Even
it's
if you
15.
are
If it's
overweighted.
15 foot deep, and you set it to 12 feet, and you have a 3 to 4 foot leader, if the wrong time that the boil
Right.
pushes your bait up, the weight might sink the bobber, but that bait could be up at like 8 feet
6 or 8 feet exactly.
in 15 feet of water,
and your
and
bobber
you
is
don't
at 12.
know the
Your bobber
wiser.
stops at 12 foot, like Cam said. So that is very important, and that's where you're going to adjust your leader lengths. In that situation where you have turbulent water, I'm going to go real short. You know, hell, I've had people. I've watched plenty of guys
Control.
Yeah, I've watched plenty of guys catch fish on a 12-inch leader.
Just
Straight up.
like last weekend, there's something to be said having short leaders controlling where your bait is versus long sweeping leaders because also too the shorter leader is going to get your bait down quicker in holes versus letting them drag out.
Right.
So absolutely, this right here kind of my 2.5 24-30-inch leader, where I was fishing this setup before I just walked up to my rod and cut it off, was kind of a standby, but like Jordan's saying, if it's a little slower, add a little more leader, knowing that the bait's going to settle on its own. A little more faster, turbulent water, canyony water, a little shorter leader, adding those cheater weights, and what those literally are like lead corkies. I mean, they're just lead beads that you can slide on a line that when the bait's going through something and it'll hang it straight down.
Dangles.
A lot quicker too. And like I said, that keeping that time in the water, keeping that time in strike zone is important. What about hook?
What about it?
What about hook? 2-aught, 3-aught, 8-aught, 1-aught. Two singles.
I'm not one. It goes back and forth. It's funny because especially in our group, which it's such a well-rounded group of great fishermen. I've learned things from everybody I've fished with. I learned a lot from Cameron. I learned a lot from Dave and Papa. I learned a lot from everybody that we fish with. I learned a lot from Marlon and so on and so forth. And I like a little bit smaller hook. I think it fishes a little bit better. I think it's a better presentation at times. And odds are what you want is for that fish to be swallowing it and eating the damn thing all the way a lot of times. And so if that fish is eating your bait, you don't need that 5-6-aught hook sticking 4 inches out of your bait of eggs. I like it to be kind of concealed and have that kind of low profile look to it. I go with a 2 to 3-aught hook usually is what I use. And we've been working on these. So I've been exclusively using these hooks that we've been working on, and I'm really excited for you guys to get them because it doesn't matter how big it is. It's phenomenal how well they stick the fish. If you hook them, you're hooking them, and they're not coming off. You'll lose them within the first couple seconds if you don't have that fish hooked well. But I use 2 to 3-aught. I don't really go up in the 4s and 5s like you see guys in the coastal rivers do a lot of the times.
Definitely a 2 and 3-aught guy myself.
And I think it's regional too. I really do think it's regional. Up here in Southwest Washington, we tend to use a lot smaller profile presentations for our Chinook. I think it's a lot because of our water clarity. We don't usually deal with a lot of really dirty and turbid waters where we springer fish. Whereas, in places where I fish,
there's some glacial stuff. There's some glacial rivers and stuff like that. You're not going to worry about it. But for the most part, the other part of it too is to your point, is a lot of it is competitive. There's there's not as many rivers that have productive springer fishing as there is for steelhead.
And I'm all about productivity. I don't like throwing giant baits all day because
just burn your bait up.
Through egg fast. Yeah,
hey, burn your bait up.
And a small bait catches fish. It's a good bait. You don't really have to go. I think that's a good thing to cover. Some rivers people like using big old choker baits and stuff, but
there's a time and place.
Yeah, and even those times and places, I haven't really had my butt whooped by a guy throwing a
quarter size.
a golf ball size beta eggs where I'm using like a quarter size beta eggs. This is again something I learned from Cameron, using small profile, good baits, keeping them fresh, constantly rotating rather than throwing a giant glob of eggs out there and fishing it for 2 hours because it's still on the hook. It's much more effective to go through those little baits and have that nice small profile with a fresh bait on constantly than it is to be using giant globs of eggs on a 5/0 hook and just blowing through your very valuable bait. A lot of guys out there sitting on, if they caught just a couple of winter steelhead this year, they got to cure up some eggs. They don't, the average Joe doesn't have a ton of fresh bait. Right. And if you are going and buying it, if you're getting good eggs, it's not cheap. It's $30-$40 for a freaking jar of eggs these days. It's like, especially for like Ammerman eggs or something. I think they're $35 for a normal quart size jar. So smaller baits and smaller hooks is the way I like to go. But making sure to have another bait to pair with it is, I think, really important too.
Oh, the cocktails.
Yeah.
Multiple
couple
difference.
just going to back it up for just a split second because a lot of people were asking about rods and reels and stuff like that. Not jokingly, but last year I was using the 12.5 foot trolling Akuma rod as my bobber, and it was savage. That bobber would go down and just start reeling a nice big sweep. It wasn't like a fast hook set, but it was real nice. And I mean, you were picking up from there to there. You were picking up like 30 feet of line. It was epic. So stiff rod, you're not noodling them. Like you're definitely
you want some back.
You want some meat. You got to reel that 3 ounce bobber. You got to get it tight. Sometimes you're not. You're fishing that bobber down 20 feet on a slide, so there's all that line that goes up to the bobber, then to you. And you got to suck all that line up. I could whiteboard it, but you guys get the idea. You want, honestly, that that 1062 XH is a great salmon, good Chinook bobber rod.
Really like a 10 to 20 pound rating.
Yeah, I think this thing's 15 to 30. But
yeah.
Now, when I go rafting, I don't bring those, but like I'm bang fishing and poking on some big water holes.
And what's the reel? The cheaper one, the Silas or whatever. The Akuma. What is it?
The Kaimar?
No, the bait caster.
Oh my gosh, I can see it in my head.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the cold
So
water.
we don't see it. No, not the Helios.
Convector?
Convector, I think that's what it is. The convector is the little top, the next model up.
Is it a line counter?
No. That's what my point is with that. I don't think that you guys don't really want to go with those line counters because casting them will ruin that reel. Make the effort, use that rod, but go get. It's like the Syntas or whatever.
The Citrix?
Citrix.
That's it.
That's what it is.
That's a good affordable reel. I think it's about $100 and some bucks. And it's a little noisy. I will say that when you're casting a big 2 or 3 ounce bobber, and don't be afraid to make to let yourself try to dive into the realm of throwing a bait caster when you're doing this style of fishing with these bigger bobbers. It is much easier. I have people show up in my boat every day who are like, I'm not touching the bait caster, and within 15 minutes they're casting it like a pro. Using that heavy weight, having something to hold against when you're casting. Throwing a big bobber and that beta eggs and that lead is very easy to do.
Yeah, you're not finessing an 8 ounce steelhead jig out there with one of our light floats. This pretty.
It's a good time to jump over into that realm of getting a bait caster reel for this style of fishing. And we kind of ran out of time today, guys, but we'll be talking about this tributary fishing for the next 3 weeks. So we'll have rods in here. We'll kind of go over everything. We'll be talking a lot more about the bobber fishing here, of course, in the next couple of live feeds that you see. So.
Actually, we're going to be talking about twitching jigs and spinners, I think, next week.
Right.
Are you going to be on? Perfect. Yes, sir. Yeah. Huh? Cameron, did you? No, I'm still here. Cold water Akuma it is. Oh, just bought Akuma. Okay, so let's talk about bait. What are you putting on the back? Favorite bait? Go. Marlon, did you bring those frozen ones?
I failed you.
Oh, you and I both failed today.
I know.
That's okay. We'll talk about it. It's going to go in your performance review, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Bait. Favorite bait?
Eggs.
That's it?
Eggs and...
You had one bait to throw. Like, if I, at the end of the float, you had one bait combination of bait or one bait to flow. At the end of the float, I was going to freaking shoot you. You had to catch a fish. What would it be?
Sand shrimp threaded on the line.
Okay.
eggs,
Uh-huh.
sardine chunk,
Uh-huh.
tuna belly chunk.
Jeez Louise.
What in the world?
Mortgage board.
Cocktail,
Hope there's
baby.
enough room.
The
What
old
about you,
schmorgy.
Jordan?
That's where you need to size up that hook.
Yeah.
I've literally never seen you do that, and I've springer fished with you a few times. It's always a
Well, this
sand-
is
what it
I
is
was
with
saying
Jason.
If his life
It's a
depended
sand
on it.
strip and some eggs.
If his life depended on it, though, he's going to go all out.
Maybe
Not for
like
his guide
a
trip.
maybe like a
Not
herring,
taking marlin.
maybe
not
a herring
taking
or a
marlin,
sardine
But
chunk on
life
there.
depended on it. He's putting it all on.
Yeah,
What about you,
but
Jordan?
Marlon is right. Most of the time, it's just a sand shrimp and freaking eggs.
Yeah, I would. I'd say about a quarter-size beta eggs, maybe a little bit bigger, and a sand shrimp head.
Not the tail?
Not the whole thing.
So okay.
Tiny.
Okay.
Cut
All
it
right.
down. What if it was a baby sand shrimp?
I'd throw them away.
No, you just never mind. I'm not going to use those babies.
Do the tail on top. Of
Last
the
year,
head.
it was in the fall, especially. I another fellow fisherman out there kind of turned me onto it, but he was using like thirds of sand shrimp.
If my life depended on it, weighted treble hook.
Right?
I don't know. There's not that many of them. I'd probably say it'd be better off with the bait than snagging one.
Yeah, be tough.
But I do like my tuna belly too. What I love about the tuna belly is it stays on for a long time, and the oil is very, very present in that meat. So even a bait that we've been fishing for 30 minutes or so, you can keep that tuna belly on there, and you can just keep putting little pieces of eggs on, and it still fishes well. So
tuna bellies.
it's a great way to conserve your bait and kind of make yourself a little more proactive and effectively fishing and not running yourself out of all the precious bait that you're taking to the river every day.
Precious bait. The steel obsession sandwich.
It's one hell of a combo.
Smorgasbord, is it worth to use 2 rods? Well, probably where applicable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you bobber fish 2 rods. You probably could in some spots.
Definitely could. Definitely could in some
What
spots.
are you doing? You can't have nice things. You keep dropping it, Marlon. Does Jordan... You can't forget the whiteboard. No, you didn't forget. Well, let's show you guys. I'm going to talk a little bit. Yeah. The only thing is
That's 2 compliments now from that or more.
Hi, Jordan. What's your... let me find something here real quick that I can maybe
There
hijack. I know you guys can still hear me. I'm going to hijack this.
The bait?
Yeah.
Let me see. Lies.
Wait, what's going on?
Video of
Did you actually catch a fish on it though?
No, I just took a pretty picture. Instagram
Probably.
photo.
No, he just went. This is a sick looking bait.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, see, I was envisioning a lot more bait
that's-
than that.
No, that's
That's
a hot bait.
It's hot.
That's a hot bait
It's
there,
got a
bud.
sand
Hot
shrimp,
bait
a
at
tuna.
5:25.
It's got sardine, tuna, sand shrimp, and egg.
Yes.
That's insanity. That just seems
It's
so
it's
overkill.
not. Everybody
It just
gets
seems so
a misconception
Springers
about
are
tipping
meat eaters.
material.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the biggest chunk of sardine or tuna belly. It can literally be the size of your pinky nail. It's got that scent down there. It's all about just scent. For me, at least.
I like
Yeah.
putting a whole entire herring head on there.
I like putting the whole herring on
I'll
there
put the
just
whole
like
blue
that.
label right on there and a quart of eggs.
That
Or
works too,
cut-
dude. Just no eggs,
Let
just
it
a
put it
herring
on
by
the
itself.
Herring floated, yes.
A herring floated works.
Or a prawn floated.
Yep.
Or just a sand shrimp.
Mhm.
Or just... So that's what I was going to say. If you guys were going to ask me that question, I was going to say probably just a whole sand shrimp.
Bear sand shrimp. Bear sandy. I like it. Bold. Love it.
Bear sand
Bold.
shrimp. Bear.
It does work.
I guess if I was fishing
freaking
like
good.
by myself, first guy to the hole, like sometimes just a freaking
Glob of eggs.
just a sand shrimp.
Mm.
Back
I've
before
caught a
I knew
lot
how
of
to do
springers
eggs,
off
like,
just a
long
glob of
day.
eggs.
I want some of these. Dude.
Yeah. So, but
That's why when
anyways,
I
my
hear
point
about
is,
the freaking 8,
Bait them up.
you know, when I do my springer baits, I like to do eggs,
I don't even-
herring, sardine, tuna
Is there paper
belly,
towels underneath? I think
squid, coon
Oh, no,
shrimp.
Can you go
out there?
so guys, I've got some eggs that have been sitting in my bait fridge for about, I don't know. Oh shit!
A year.
This was that jar that was sitting on.
Oh my
sitting out
gosh,
while
those stunk so bad.
They're not that bad.
They're not
definitely-
that bad.
They were a test for an egg cure. Basically, I wanted to see if what I was adding to it would melt the eggs over time. And it kind of did.
And
They kind of did, but they're still great example eggs for you because no springer is going to eat these, and I'm not sure how I'm going to eat them either. The problem is,
He's sitting there testing stuff to see if it
I
melts
forgot-
and shit.
I forgot.
That's how you know, dude.
Scissors.
This guy's, that's why he's the legend. None of us else are doing that.
Yeah, let me just blow this skein of eggs.
Let me just go to the store and buy 45 different chemicals and test them on these eggs to see which one melts and which one doesn't.
Remember that little
That's
white?
the kind
And
of
then
shit
I'm
scam
still
that-
gonna have enough bait through.
I know, I'm
Yeah,
not-
keep talking because
I'm
you've
not-
seen that white
I know.
chemical save your ass a few times. So
I-
shut your mouth.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, but I didn't bring any scissors. That's my point.
Oh, shit. I got some. They're not ones I want to use, but we'll use them anyway.
I'll take them home and clean them, like I do with all the flyaway mats, which is why I have like 8 of them at home. Because I bring them home to clean
Dude,
them.
these are high-end freaking scissors, too. Look at that.
Oh, those are my new bait scissors. Sweet.
Those are like...
Everybody, check out my new bait scissors for
Cuts
my
through
rack.
any skein.
Oh, look at that. Those are like super high.
Those aren't scissors. Those are shears.
Those are shears.
Those are
bud.
nice.
Them Fiskars?
Those are freaking. I don't know. They're like. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh yeah, you can't look at that. They're like.
Hey,
They're
Serrated?
Oh wait, what is that flasher called? Huh?
that's what we need to...
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna take these.
Because those...
Shop them. What the
No,
hell
I
are
don't
we
want 'em to
saying?
look
Full
like-
throttle. These are full throttle scissors. There we
They're
go.
not going to look like that, but I'm pretty sure that metal is like a... It's something titanium. I don't know what it is.
Full throttle scissors, boys.
Full
Full throttle. Speaking of that, you want to get another price pack ready?
They're-
Right.
They got them up here.
We got
Oh,
them right here.
sweet.
Let's give them.
Hold on,
Wait,
let's
you need
let's
something?
see how
Should we
fast.
ask? Should we ask whatever?
Clint, need a drink?
Let's see how
Drink.
fast this works.
I'm good.
Water?
Full throttle.
Drink?
I'm good. Full throttle, just sliced right through them eggs, boys. Look at that.
What?
We're gonna go back to. Anyways, guys. So, yes, bait eggs. No, these eggs are like basically what Marlon before he started making fun of me. These were eggs that basically I wanted to see if a certain chemical would melt, like, and turn them into like an absolute mush. But these have been in my fridge since probably October, November. They're kind of still hanging in there. I don't know. Still smell good. Anyways, bait eggs.
They'll hunt.
They'll hunt. They'll get thrown at some desperate point for springers. But one thing you're trying to do is you're not trying to use the whole damn skein. So I've got just a little piece of skein there. But if I was going to be putting my hooks on, what up, boys? Full throttle. I'm going to take my hook. I'm going to run it through the skein of the eggs, which is what's kind of holding everything together. And then I'm going to use my egg loop. I have no idea if you guys can see this or not, to cinch down the bait. Boom. That's what Marlon's going fishing with right there, all day, every day.
That'll catch them.
That'll catch him. Nice little quarter hook. Can you zoom in on that there, dude?
I can come over and get the other side cam.
You can use that side cam that's in front of you. It's going to be better than that.
Let's do that. Jason, why don't you grab
I
that?
can
I'll
grab
sign
it.
the egg
You
it
got
for
it? I got it. I got it, boy.
Yeah, so you guys kind of get the idea. Oof! Just instant coming in.
In your face.
Anyways, that's a bait. The hook's not as exposed, but I'm going to save a little room for other activities.
I told you, they smell like
That
this.
is
But like I said, 6 months in the fridge. No
I
mold.
opened
no
him up
mold.
at his house and went
That's
and about barfed.
Yeah, no mold. That's for sure. Like, anyways.
you did have.
That
mold
should be the
stuff in
challenge.
there,
Just
too, then.
because-
This is a challenge. Can Cam catch a fish on these eggs right here?
Oh well, the chemical.
Yeah,
will
but the
catch
rotten,
them,
you
but
think
not
the
6 months.
You don't think
just
they'd eat
laying
them?
around.
Not even
don't
no
know.
fish.
I don't know what doesn't necessarily smell good to us. Smells good to fish, like anise bloody
That's
tuna.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, it could be.
Okay.
Dude,
I know-
maybe that's the new trick. You got to leave your eggs out in the sun for a week.
I know.
before
Or
you
you
fish.
may.
I know. A week later.
I know he catches a lot of fish, and sometimes he leaves his eggs sitting in his boat for like 2 months. And Jordan catches a lot of springers.
Exactly.
With no ice.
Exactly.
I'm being sarcastic, but he does
Just
sometimes.
set that down.
Or you want to show more?
Well, yeah, we're gonna do like chunks of bait, and I was gonna put shark.
Well, geez, dude, I don't know. I'm just doing what I'm doing here.
Yeah, rip out a chunk of that.
We're gonna do a chunk of this.
I can't wait to
that.
come into a live feed one day with a whiteboard shirt on, with a whiteboard drawing, just show.
Where are you at right now,
Just
bro?
show up because I saw a comment where someone said, "Can Marlon please make a whiteboard T-shirt?"
What about them?
Ooh, Those look good.
What about a whole prawn? What about just throwing a whole prawn on our
Millennial.
boat?
I just saw these got restocked at Sportco, boys and girls.
Yeah. Anyways, so you guys got the idea. Straight bait eggs, but if you're going to add other flavors, other chunks to them, it's always best to utilize some of the line.
Out, bro.
And we could even do this.
Ooh, we're gonna go the full schmorg, huh?
I'm going to go full schmorg because a lot of people were asking. And so this is a old like Springer bait. Just
I haven't
herring.
even been watching.
And not herring, yeah. And not herring, if this was sardine, same thing. Or if it was tuna, same thing. Oh, full throttle.
There you
cutting
go.
right there.
Just
Full
throw that head right on the
freaking
hook.
Throttle.
Those
Just throw the-
scissors are pretty gnarly.
They are pretty nice, yeah. I'm just totally making a bait, but giving you guys just an idea of like what we're trying to achieve. So there's like a chunk of herring.
Why is the light
No.
like that?
I don't know.
It's like so bright.
That's a
I don't know. Oh, there you go.
indeed.
Yeah, so
a
anyways, chunk of herring, guys. You get the idea. But by taking that chunk of herring,
Thanks for it.
taking your hook, poking it through the skin, and like throwing it up your line.
Yeah, this is one thing that
Then-
like a lot of people see what Cam just did, throwing it up his line right there. I feel like a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people like to just try to tip the bait
They
on the end of the
And
hook.
there's nothing wrong with it. It's not.
I think there's not that there's anything wrong with it. It'll work, but what you just did will make it last a lot longer.
Right, and then you can continue to add baits of eggs to a bait like what Jordan was saying with tuna belly, because this would be the same thing that you'd want to add for tuna belly, for what you'd want to add.
Hold on. This guy's calling me real quick.
Hey, Lois.
Oh gosh, is that Peter?
Hey, Lois. Holy crap! What's wrong with your herring?
Why is Peter calling? Peter, do you know what a good herring is?
You know, I've heard about the plug cut, but Chris says that Quagmire doesn't use it on the river.
Quagmire only uses it on Lois.
Yeah, so you know, you really stop talking crap right about now because Lois, you know, hey Chris, what's wrong with your eggs? Holy crap, that's not your eggs.
What? I have no idea what's going on.
Hey, let's hear your other voice.
Is Stewie there?
Wait.
You know, Cameron Black has the best salmon eggs in the world. Undeniably, the best by far. It's a fact. You know, Sleepy Marlin doesn't know how to cure an egg. It's a fact. It's just a train wreck. It's terrible. But Cameron Black, top shelf, best of the best. We all know it. You know it. Fake news. Marlin is fake news. And that's the way it is. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Trump. Nice talking to
He
you.
hung up.
Oh my. What is going on, Lost Boys? I have no idea. But apparently, we had Peter Griffin and Donald Trump step into the studio.
Yeah, we got him into the live feed. We had him call in.
Anyways. Oh, for the 400 of you watching, there you go. Donald Trump, everybody. Giggity, exactly. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. Little bit of eggs, little herring action. That would work too. But wait, there's more. You could literally then
Always
add
more.
other chunks of prawn meat. You could add all sorts of good stuff
Alex
there.
on?
What's that?
Nothing.
Yeah, right.
Oh my
Oh, so yeah. Oh no. Don't make, no. There will be tears. Anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, now I'm gonna put a piece of prawn on there, and holy smokes, now we have the real freaking deal. Like, you guys get the idea.
Wow.
Look at
That's
that.
fishy.
Freaking fishy. Fishy.
That
Now this could be
will
tuna
hunt.
belly. This could be sardine. Yes, you could take, and you know, well, let's just do that too. Let's just like add a little herring head there. Yep, and then we're gonna add another tail onto the whole thing. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I fished. Exactly.
But sometimes, believe it or not, like throwing those big meatballs on is huge, guys. Like, and having different scents
Huge.
than what those fish are all over the. Yeah, it's huge. Why didn't I get Trump to say that? Call him back. Call Donald back. We need to have a chat with him. It makes you want to watch the AI Trump. Oh God, I haven't seen that one yet. But one thing I want to say too is for sand shrimp, Jason's going to pull up on his phone because I didn't bring any sand shrimp today because I failed at life. Pull up your phone and show the picture of that sand shrimp just resting, just
Ever so
beautifully,
slightly.
ever so beautiful.
If you
on
actually zoom in on the video, you can see the whiskers move on the sand shrimp.
Oh, it's a video, too.
Still alive.
But I just want to give you guys an example of where you'd want to put your sand shrimp because sometimes
This guy's
that's the
so
best.
excited about
He's got
this.
a wiggler.
Can you see that good? Oh, yeah, you can kind of get the reflection. There you go. Oh, it's in the video.
What's going on? It keeps going
Can you
off.
just stop the damn video and
Oh,
just
it's
get a
because
good
you're
picture
zoomed.
of
It's
it?
because you're super zoomed in.
Oh,
I'm like, just stop the video.
I
Dude,
didn't even know
just
the video was
relax.
going,
Big
honestly.
Oh, right there. Stop. Perfect. Oh,
Just chill.
boom.
He's trying to figure it out, guys.
Oh.
Do you ever use squid? No. That's a lie. Yes, I do.
Be clear.
Squid is a good one.
There we go.
Squid is a good one. Here, oh, there we go. There you got a little sand shrimp, kind of just the line. You took that hook, you ran it right through the middle of the back, you perched it, slid it up the line, put the beta eggs on there. That's gonna get gobbled.
Mm-hmm.
Is that gonna stay? Is that bait gonna stay exactly like that when it hits the water and gets down into all the current and boil? And is that sand shrimp just gonna stay resting on that just perfectly?
It might.
You
Kind
hope.
of does.
It
Doesn't matter
might.
if it does.
It's down there.
It's down.
Full
It
throttle.
smells like it.
My favorite's when you get a claw and you get the wavy going.
With the claw on
Yeah,
it.
with
The claw goes
Big
back on the
claw.
hook and it like gives you a nice little action.
I clip that big claw and get it. Leave the small claw.
Pretend
out.
that is a sand shrimp, guys. Basically, I took a prawn tail, a millennial prawn tail, just fired it right through the middle of the tail, right through the middle of the meat, slid it up the line, added the beta eggs. This is turning into an awesome, just glorious mess. Using my egg loop, boom, and then sliding it
God,
back down the top.
so bad.
They don't smell half as bad as
You
you,
just
bud.
now got that?
There you go.
I'm
You guys-
just used
Because
to
he's
it
not
now.
hovering over it.
You guys
They don't
get
smell
the
the meat
idea.
anymore.
Yeah.
You guys get the idea. So let's answer some of the questions.
And
Sand
that's the
shrimp
thing
never works
about
for me.
those. If you fish those eggs, like once they hit the water long enough, like the fish don't.
Well, we're
smell
gonna
meat.
find out, but let's just say it's gonna be on one of those days where you're whooping on them. It's like,
Exactly.
okay, let's
That's when
just
you
throw
test it.
this out there.
That's when you test.
But we're always testing, as we talked about with hooks earlier, guys. We're always playing because this whole world just keeps on evolving, don't it?
Indeed.
Yeah, dude, you should see this new AI fillet knife I'm working on. Fully AI.
What are you? Huh. I think we've lost
pick two
Marlon,
winners?
everybody.
I'm just telling you.
I think Marlon's gone. Anyways, it must smell great in here. Oh, it does. It does. Anyways,
not the
so
worst
the
smell.
idea, guys, is keep your baits. Don't use something that's like half the size of a freaking baseball, like no bigger than a golf ball. I'd say if you're in that muddier, dirtier water, sure, glacial water, go nuts. Tuna bellies. Tuna belly has the hard skin on it, so you can do everything you did. We just kind of demonstrated real quick as you can with the herring size hooks, 3/0. Also, if you guys want to,
That's like max size.
also the other big thing too is if you want to forego the whole like sliding the line up, doing all that stuff, you can literally make a spawn sack and throw all your favorite little ingredients in there and wrap it tight, put a hook through that, and go fishing. So, unfortunately, that's where I really failed today with not bringing the sand shrimp, was not bringing the small material to show you, but maybe I can show you guys that in a couple weeks. But just think of any kind of steelhead spawn sack video that's out there because there's a million of them, and think about it in the context of salmon. At that point, you can add canned tuna, herring, whatever bits of goodness you want to add to there, the herring head, if you will, like Jordan likes. And yeah.
Dude, Jerry used to he would make the most just insane, he would put everything in there and put it into a blender and just blend it up and just make the most insane tuna balls that just had every bait you could think of.
And
It worked.
it worked.
Yeah, it worked for sure.
I think being different out there, a lot of these areas are pretty competitive. A lot of these areas, the fish are, sniffing a few eggs downriver, and then you got something that's just a little bit different, a little bit, better.
It
I didn't
looked
want to say better, but better.
looked good. In the spawn sack, it looked money. It smelled awful.
It smell worse than this stuff?
No, see, that smells like rotten to me.
Yeah,
A
it
bait smells like just
Yeah.
something fresh bait.
No, there's
Like,
definitely
Yeah.
I've done it before where I put like sand shrimp in the tuna balls, but then they go bad pretty quick.
Yeah.
If you don't use them.
That's a one-day
Yeah.
use, maybe the next morning.
Yeah.
It was a good idea once.
Yeah.
But if you're low on sand shrimp, you're slow on eggs, you're dealing with smolts. That's a big deal.
Spawn sacks
Smolt.
can be a ticket.
You don't have to worry
Spawn
about
sacks
those.
can be
The sea lions got them.
Well, yeah, as I say, or you're not going to worry about anything because nobody sent enough emails and we didn't start shooting the sea lions and now we don't have any springers and then we're all going to wonder, wow, where'd they go? And we'll all cry about it on Facebook and then that'll be it.
All right, Clint, pick 2 winners.
Just like the freaking
2 winners?
Yeah, we have 2 giveaways still.
the W. Oh, we never picked a winner for that second
we
one.
never did.
Got to pick someone from the comments, Clint.
So if the states know 40% of the run is going to sea lions, are they going to raise 44% more fish to account for it?
Doubt it.
No. They already know that when it comes to summer steelhead, they're losing like up to 40% of the smolts to avian predation above Bonneville Dam, and they still don't do a damn thing about it. So, no. The answer to that's going to be a resounding no. Like, resounding.
Hard no.
Resounding no.
And the winner is Adam.
anyways, Adam, you won too.
Yep, Adam
Just
Feller. You won a prize pack. What do you win there, Jason?
A couple of short bus spinners, spin glows, and some corkies.
Sweet. Adam, shoot us an email to orders@addicted.fishing. Include your name, your address, and let us know what you won.
Yeah.
Some hot spin glows.
All right, any other questions on bobbers, baits, anything else like that while we got everything out? It's 8:15.
Yeah.
Nothing else? Nobody?
One more.
Springers don't hit any artificial? Oh, but they
No,
do.
don't pick a winner yet.
Oh, but they do. But we'll be talking about that maybe next week. In fact, next week, you want to just plan on that, Marlon?
What?
Talking artificials for springers?
Yeah, I think that was the plan, yeah. Twitching
Yeah.
jigs,
Twitching
silvers,
jigs.
spinners.
Diamond jigs, twitching jigs, spinners.
Jordan knows what it's like to hook a 70-pound springer on a spinner, so maybe he can talk about it.
We'll bring the exact spinner.
We can play the
I
clip.
never lost it. Still got the
We
thing.
can get the clip pulled up, Clint.
That one's going on the mantle.
I know.
Straight hook and all.
That is some.
All right, one more winner, Clint. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, we good?
Everywhere.
Good, Cam? Anything else?
No, that's it. Quick night, easy night, but wanted to get the basics down.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta get used to you.
So next week, guys, we'll be talking hardware. Don't forget, head over to the website. Check out those Alaska fishing trips that we have. Like Jordan said, the King one with Jordan will pop off. And Dave is almost sold out. So if you guys want to go on those trips, we'd love to have you. It's going to be a good time. And there's your winner, Mr. Who, Clint? Magus.
One
Mr.
of the best
Magus,
color of
so
rooster
many
tail.
prizes, he says.
Some tech wash and a steelhead pack, gray edition. Very fishy.
Great edition. Fishy.
Hard to find them.
Magus, shoot us an email, orders@addicted.fishing. Include your name, your address. Let us know what you won. And that is all, folks. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you. We'll be back next Wednesday. Until then, look on both YouTube channels. We just put out a new Stay Fishy channel video tonight.
Yep.
Jordan in Alaska for 5 days in the wilderness with big grizzly bears.
With the boys.
No, that one's not out yet. Just Jordan on the Stay Fishy channel. So if you guys didn't have a chance to go check it out, it launched today at 4:30. So go watch.